Hello, my name is Nadia Hohn, and I'm an author and an educator. And today I'm going to tell you a little bit about how I became a writer. I started writing books when I was very young. I was 6 years old, and I started to do different types of writing in high school, like writing for my school paper. I did a magazine internship, and I eventually became a teacher. About 10 years ago, I was starting to teach at a new school, and I was looking for books, diverse books that would reflect the children that I work with. And I had a difficult time finding those books, so I started to write my own stories. And from there, I started taking classes and attending conferences and meeting other authors, and it became a way for me to get into writing for children. So today I'll tell you about the books that I've written. These two books, Music and Media, are part of the Sankofa Black Heritage Collection. They reflect the African Canadian experience and contain stories and articles and interviews and graphs, and they're very colorful, and they are the perfect addition to a classroom collection, the kind of thing that a teacher would like to have, and I think would be important for students to see in terms of learning about themselves and seeing themselves reflected in books, but also for them to learn about each other and for them to learn about the world around them. My next book, Harriet Tubman, Freedom Fighter, is also a nonfiction book. It is a part of the I Can Read series and is a perfect book for young readers. This is a level 2, so very young readers to learn about the life of this amazing hero and her work as a conductor on the Underground Railroad. My first two picture books are Malaikas Costume, and then came Malaikas Winter Carnival. I actually wrote Malaikas Costume while I was in a writing for children class, and I was really excited about the story, and it took a few years for it to become a book. But as I went through the process, the story about this remarkable character, Malaika, continued to go through my imagination. And it's basically starts when she's in the Caribbean living with her grandma. Her mother is living in Canada, working and sending money back home. So it's a story about how she tries to get a costume for Carnival. And the theme of Carnival runs throughout both of these books, as well as the third book, which will be coming out in 2021, and it's called Malaikas Surprise. Malaika's Winter Carnival takes us now where Malaika is joining her mummy, and there's a lot of changes that happen for Malaika, like it happens for many immigrants. She's having a new family, there's new languages, there's new culture, and a lot of different things she has to navigate. So if you really like to learn about different cultures and just the whole experience of immigration, I highly recommend these two books. And last but not least, we have Alikomislu, how Jamaican poet Louise Bennett Coverley found her voice. This book took me 7 years from the start, the research, and eventually to publication. This book was also published just in time for the 100th anniversary of Louise Bennett's birth. Who was Louise Bennett? Well, do you like reggae music? Do you know about Bob Marley? Do you like Harry Belafonte? Well, she is the reason why you may know many of the songs that you do, and partly also why you will hear reggae music and Jamaican patois in many different types of music in different contexts. Louise Bennett took the patois language and brought it into the public sphere. She was a poet, a playwright, she was a singer, she was an actress, and she was a cultural ambassador. And that's why I've written about her. And you need to read my books.